Across Europe, centuries-old medieval houses remain standing, while much of the timber used in modern construction decays within decades. Thick beams, timber frames, and roof supports have survived generations of rain, snow, and damp soil. These buildings endured not because the wood was inherently superior or the carpenters lucky. They lasted because medieval builders had discovered a simple yet profoundly effective anti-rot method. This technique protected structures from moisture, insects and fungal decay, ensuring that timber could endure for centuries. Archaeologists continue to find evidence of this method in rural farmhouses, churches and urban homes that have survived intact for over 600 years. Understanding this approach is not only fascinating for history enthusiasts, it also offers practical knowledge for anyone working with outdoor wood, whether in construction, homesteading or survival situations. Medieval builders protected wood by combining heat and natural resins. One of the most important techniques that allowed timber to endure involved slow, controlled heating. Medieval craftsmen would expose beams, planks or stakes to a steady heat source, often in a hearth or over hot embers. This process removed excess moisture and encouraged the natural resins in the wood to migrate to the surface. These resins then hardened, sealing the wood's pores and reducing its susceptibility to water and rot. Unlike modern chemical treatments, this approach penetrated the wood from within, creating a barrier that lasted for decades. For modern application, heat treatment can be performed safely over a low fire or with a propane torch. The key is to avoid scorching the wood while allowing it to darken and release its internal resins. Rotate the piece regularly, and after several hours, the timber is ready for the next stage of preservation. You know, this simple step already makes a significant difference in the durability of softwoods like pine, spruce or fir. The use of natural oils and tar, well, it really sealed the protection. After heat treatment, medieval builders often applied oils or tar to timber surfaces. Pine tar, linseed oil, or even animal fat was rubbed or brushed onto the heated wood, penetrating deeply into the fibres. This additional layer, you see, locked moisture out, protected the resins, and created a flexible yet durable surface. It's really quite remarkable how effective this method proved to be. Archaeological evidence from medieval Scandinavian houses and barns shows beams that were treated this way still resisting decay centuries later. Honestly, it's astonishing how well these techniques have stood the test of time. Today, one can use pine tar, boiled linseed oil, or a combination of natural oils to seal heat-treated wood. For example, if you're constructing a garden shed, a root cellar, or even fence posts, simply heat the wood first, then coat it with your chosen sealant. It's a straightforward process, but it makes all the difference. Allow it to penetrate fully and repeat if necessary. The wood becomes water-resistant, insect-repellent, and significantly more stable than untreated timber. Soaking timber in tannin-rich or mineral-laden water enhanced durability. Wood posts and planks were submerged in water rich in tannins, peat or minerals. Tannins bind to cellulose and lignin in the wood, creating an environment hostile to fungi. Mineral-rich water strengthens the cellular structure and further reduces rot. Examples of this practice appear in Viking and medieval farmstead archaeology, where posts buried in bogs or wet soils remained intact for centuries, while untreated timber decayed rapidly. Modern practitioners can replicate this by boiling oak bark, acorns or chestnut to create tannin-rich water. Now, submerge heat and resin-treated wood for several days to, well, even a few weeks. This step is honestly particularly effective for outdoor posts, garden beds or structures that will contact soil. The combined effect of heating, resin, sealing and tannin infusion produces wood that, really rivals modern pressure-treated timber without synthetic chemicals. Medieval builders also considered design and airflow in preventing rot. Anti-rot methods weren't limited to material treatment. Medieval builders understood that design mattered. Structures were often raised on stone foundations to prevent soil contact, beams were spaced to allow airflow, and roofs were steep to shed water quickly. Even with treated wood, poor design would invite moisture and decay. By combining material treatment with intelligent design, medieval craftsmen maximized timber longevity. Today, the principle remains the same. When using treated wood outdoors, elevate posts with gravel or stone, allow air circulation around beams, and ensure water runs off roofs efficiently. Treated timber will survive much longer when paired with thoughtful construction. The true power of medieval anti-rot methods is their simplicity and effectiveness. Medieval craftsmen did not rely on chemicals or industrial processes. They used heat, natural resins, oils, and strategic soaking, combined with smart architectural design. The result was timber that could survive centuries in harsh climates. So these methods are still, fully accessible and relevant today for anyone working with wood outdoors. Homesteaders, bushcrafters and traditional builders can apply these techniques to extend the life of posts, beams, fences and tool handles. Understanding these methods provides insight into how medieval societies thrived in challenging environments. They really demonstrate a deep knowledge of materials and a mastery of practical chemistry long before modern science existed. If you value practical history, ancient craftsmanship and timeless survival wisdom, do make sure to subscribe to Echoes of Valor. And, share this video with fellow enthusiasts to spread knowledge of the forgotten anti-rot techniques that allowed medieval timber to endure rain, snow, and centuries of use.